Hey guys, this is Helly. A little bit different background today. Just waiting for my son to finish something. And I had a few minutes, so I thought I'll make this video, which ran through my head for a while. And I want to talk to you today about long distance relationship. Should you break it? Um, I'm in a long distance relationship for almost 9 months. From Israel, he's from Costa Rica. We both, I'm 37, he's 40. We both divorced with kids, which makes everything much more complicated. In addition to 12,000 kilometers between us and like 20 hours of flight, expensive flight, 1,000 to $1,500 for a flight. And it's been the most amazing 9 months in my life since we met. It was not planned or anything. I went to Amsterdam to clear my mind. He went there to celebrate his birthday, and we were both alone. We met through Tinder. We told each other, like, he told me, I'm here, I'm just searching for someone to hang up out with. Gonna be here for 3 days. And I was like, yeah, me too. So let's hang out together. And I realized from the very first minute of the conversation that he's not the kind of type that search for a one night stand or anything. And we talked for quite a while before we met. And we met the other day. We hung out all day together. I felt after a few hours that I found my best friend again. And that we know all of our life, and we felt so comfortable with each other. We spent 12 hours that day walking around in Amsterdam on the streets. It was romantic, it was magical. Um, he wasn't my type at all at the beginning, um, but something happened there. And he told me things that I'm saying here in this channel about true love, about vibration, about connection between people. And he was saying my words. And he was living in another country, and how the hell he speaks my language. And not my language, which is Hebrew, but still, And anyway, we just decided to hang out together, enjoy 2.5 amazing days and nights, and we said we're gonna stay in contact and stay friends. None of us expected for anything furthermore to happen, but we kept on talking and talking and talking, and at some point after a month, we start feeling connected more to each other. And I told myself, no, I'm not getting there again. I've been in long distance relationship for a few months with someone from Cyprus before him. It's about an hour flight, and I thought it was far, so to bear not. Universe has his way to make fun of you. And so from one thing to another, I had about a week off. 2.5 months later, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm coming. And I came to Costa Rica. I wanted to check because I started feeling all kind of weird things, and seeing if there's a chance there's something there that can be built into a relationship or more than casual connection. And we spent amazing 10 days together. We felt like we know each other. Doing we were having amazing holiday on the beaches, and then we've been at home for a few days, having the casual routine. I work from home on my laptop, so I was working and he was doing his work, and I was going to work with him, and we're cooking together and sleeping together and doing everything together, and we didn't feel like we need space. We felt that something very strong is going on there. So anyway, one thing led to another. It's been almost 9 months. We met 5 times. I've been there 3 times. He came to Israel one time, and we don't know what's going to be yet. And recently I start, wondering what's going to be the future, because in my side, I can't move to Costa Rica with my kids and my life, and he has his kids, which are quite small right now, and we don't know what's going to be. So there's a part of me that starts to wonder. Like we talked in the beginning, he told me I might come to Israel in a few years. I'm ready to consider that. He really liked it here, but he has his life and his career and everything, so it's not that easy. But on the last time I really felt that we're getting connected to each other too much, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Like, I don't want to hurt or wake up in 2 years and realize, okay, what have I done? And it was like, you wanna have some time and realize things. And for videos about what you do with long distance relationships, and everyone was saying, like, if you don't have a deadline, there's a chance that it's not going to happen, so don't go there. And we're talking, and I realized there's no deadline. Like, he was isn't approaching me too, like, let's live today, we don't know what's going to be tomorrow, because all of a sudden, if we need to meet, so suddenly things are working out and we just fly to each other. It, like, the last time it was on Wednesday, I realized I'm gonna have a long weekend without the kids. I was like, okay, I'm booking a flight. I flew the next day. Um, so, but every time after we break up, it's so hurt, it's so painful. It leaves a huge void inside your soul, and it's really hard because you're feeling so alive for a few days, and then you're so high, and then you're falling down. It's very hard. It's so painful. I can't describe that. Like, this, beside the jet lag, you have like two, 3 more days of trying to get connected back to reality. And okay, what I'm doing, why I'm living here and not together with him, why we're not waking up together every morning, and both of us feel that. So every time it gets more intense and more painful, I was like, okay, how long? Because we don't know when we're gonna meet. Maybe in April, maybe in March, maybe in May. We're now in January. We don't know when we're gonna meet. We're probably gonna meet in May, but 4 months, it's a lot, and my life are on hold right now. I'm doing things. I got my career and my business that I'm working on, but he has also a very busy life, and I was wondering maybe to finish that, and we try to break up. We talked about it last weekend, and we're like, okay, it's not really working. This, we don't know what's going to be in the future, so let's wait for a time when things will change for both of our life, and try to do it later. And because we know we're gonna love each other in a year or 5 or 10, we're still gonna have this huge love to each other. It's not something that's gonna go away. And we're twin flames connect. We have twin flames connections, which means it's like part of our soul, which is much more intense. So you just can't disconnect. And we talked this weekend, and I told him, okay, I wanna take a break from that. I wanna think things. Let's see what's gonna be like. If you can meet me, we'll meet. And we're both very sad. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to live life, maybe date other people. And I realized I can't date anyone. I can't even think about it. And just want him. I feel like I'm married, and that's a problem in long distance. It's a problem, not problem, with long distance relationships, because all you have is the communication, all you have is the talking. You're so involved with each other's life, much more than regular couple that see each other, let's say, like 2 3 times a week. We talk all day. Whenever we can, we have 8 hours gap of hours. And like, when I'm waking up, he's going to sleep or sleeping, and when he's waking up, it's the middle of my day. We manage to talk somehow. Some days more, some days less, and we try to have video chats whenever we can, like every 2 or 3 days, because both of us are very busy. And still, but at some point, you just find yourself realizing it's gonna be like that for a few more years. So what you gonna do? Do you want to keep on with that, like that, with your life? And I was searching a lot of videos about it, and I didn't find much. Like, people don't talk, they talk about should you break up or not from someone, but breaking up from a long distance relationship, you don't break up because you don't love the person. You don't break up because you don't get along together. You break up because of the distance. Because let's face it, this relationship is expensive. Depend how far you are, how long distance you are. And lucky for me, both of us has jobs that can allow us to travel, I know, like 2 3 times a year. But it takes a lot of you. Like there are times that my friends are like, okay, let's go and have fun partying here and there, and people are hitting on me sometimes, and I'm like, no, I have a boyfriend, and I'm okay with that. Not like I want to do something with anyone, but sometimes there's this feeling that you live in parallel lives and parallel places. Yes, you are, because I'm living my life, he lives his, and sometimes we meet for a while, for a short while, and then we get separated again, and each one of us getting back to his life. Though we're quite involved, like I know his schedule, he knows mine. We talk every day. We know what's going on with the kids. We handle things together, and since we both divorced to people who has some, they have their issues, so we're having kind of the same patterns and things to deal with. So we have a lot of understanding, a lot of common things to talk about, but still there's a part that want to wake up every morning together and have a normal relationship. And it felt, especially when you're sick or when you're going through a hard time, and you really need that hug and just to lie in his arms and know that everything's going to be okay. And it's really hard sometimes. And a lot of people don't realize that once it's a long distance relationship, you're like a married couple, and you break up because of the distance. You don't break up because of the love. And I've been trying to sit and realize some things with myself in the last few days about this relationship, whether I should stay or go. And I know I can find someone, it's not a problem for me, but finding that kind of connection, so you should ask yourself, is this connection is the very best thing I think I can get? And because once it's a soul connection, there's nothing you can find that can compare to that. And I've been in many relationships in my life and in the last few years, and nothing was that intense. You should also ask yourself, are you in this relationship because of the thrill of, you know, being with someone else, of the breakup, the missing, it's romantic, and yeah, but are you living in some fantasy? Like, do you think this relationship can work in real life if you're gonna live together? Will you survive more than a few months or years? And for me, I know I was checking that things with myself, and I know that yeah, we can survive that. And like both of us are adults right now, I think that when you're younger, it's harder to have a long distance relationship because yeah, maybe you're more energetic, and when you don't have kids, you have less commitment, and it's more possible for you to transfer your life to another place. But having a long distance relationship when you both divorced with kids and career, it's a bit harder because you're more limited with your time, with your job, with your kids, everything, and it's quite a problem. So I was asking myself, the second question is it going to be a deadline that we're going to live together? And I think that, yeah, I think that like right now we're kind of checking things. Like we see that every time we decide something, the universe is like responding. And he's right now going through to have some through changes in his career in the next few months. So we don't know what's going to happen yet. Maybe he will have a job that will allow him to travel more. Maybe he will earn more money. We have no idea. So we have decided that we're going to wait 3 months until May or June and see what's going to be there. And still, there's a part of you that at some point get used to that relationship. But if you're at the beginning of long distance relationship and you know it's going to be a problem for you to travel, like see each other every 2 or 3 months, don't go there. Don't go there. Please don't do this to yourself. Don't start it, because before you notice, you're way too deep inside of it. And when we're together, I feel like I'm on the top of the world, and when we're not, like you get used to live alone at some point. And sometimes I'm like, in the last 5 years since I got divorced, I've been in relationship into relationship to relationship. I've never been alone for so long. And But some point you get used to that. You get used to living alone, to sleeping alone, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to get really used to it. And we know that maybe in a few years he's gonna have a possibility to come and live here, or but again, everything can change. Like we know in my case that maybe next month he's gonna start a new job that will allow him to travel like a week or two in the month, and then we can meet much more and somehow do that. Of course, we want to live together and everything, but we have kids and we have to think about them too. But in that way, it might work somehow for us. And you really have to ask yourself and be honest with yourself, is there a chance that any one of you will move to the other part of the city, because city is nothing. I remember yesterday people with 1 hour distance of driving. I was like, yeah, it's far. And now I'm fucking traveling to 20 hours to the other side of the world, literally. Because Costa Rica and Israel is like one of the farthest places from each other. And so you have to ask yourself and try to be honest when you're answering. Is there any chance that one of you is going to move to the other place? Because if not, give it up. Give it up now. Don't do this to yourself. It's going to be very painful later. So, and when we're in long distance relationships, sometimes there's things that we do that we like make the reality look prettier than it is. So when you're together and the next time, just ask yourself, is that the person I want to live my life with all the goods, with all the bads? If you haven't had your first fight yet, wait for that, okay? When we had our first fight, it was about 6 months after we started dating, and he came to Israel, went to Italy together for 2 days, like spontaneous romantic vacation. And in Rome, the most amazing place in the world, we start fighting, and it was something related to okay, what's gonna be in the future. And I don't know, I was very emotional about it, and we start fighting, and I was sad, and yet I was happy. Like, yay, our first fight, because that's what normal couples do. They fight. It's okay to fight. It's good to fight. It means that your relationship is real. It like there's problems. You need to solve them. You need to handle them, and especially in a long distance relationship from different continents or countries, there's difference with the culture. In our case, I'm Israeli. Um, we're very pushy. We're very opinionated. We're very straightforward. He's Costa Rican. He's more delicate. He's more elegant. He won't say everything he thinks. Like today, I know when he started. I know that there's something bothering him, and I know how to read him. But Israeli women, we say everything. And he used to get pissed about me a lot because I was, every time he had a problem, it's like, okay, do this, do that, and he was like, why are you criticizing me? Why tell me what to do? Why don't trust me? And only after the last time we talked about it a lot, and I showed him some video about, okay, this is how dating Israeli girl is like. You should watch it, by the way. Search for that on YouTube. And he was like, wow, I'm so glad you showed me that because now I realize you're not fucked up. It's the way all of you are fucked up. Sorry for the language. But yeah, there's cultural differences and you have to work it out beside the distance, beside everything. You just want to spend the time together all the time. So just think it through. See if there's things that you can live with and things that you can't. Like if you see that you're very tidy person and your partner is messy and it drives you crazy, she's gonna live with you maybe one day and your house is gonna be messy because of her. That means you're gonna clean. In our cases, that's me, the messy one. But realize that and we have disagreement. I'm cooking, he's cleaning, and I'm helping as much as I can. But everything is solvable. And I don't know what's gonna be in my relationship. I really hope that in 1 year I'm gonna tell we live together or something. But just think it through, okay? Don't be overexcited because yeah, I know it's exciting, the whole traveling thing. I love travel. He loves to travel too, but once you to travel here and there, it's okay. But once you're just waiting for the next next opportunity that you're gonna have time so you can travel across the world, and you have other things you want to do, and sometimes you need the money for other things. So it's not that easy, and you have to be prepared for that. Like I hear stories on the internet about people who see each other only once or two in a year, once or twice in a year. That's not relationship, guys. Sorry, it's not relationship. And or people that fell in love when they just talk with each other all the time and they haven't met at all. Let's get real, guys. It's not a relationship. It's just hanging on to something. Because I told my partner that if we won't be able to make it real, like I'm not gonna see myself waiting for 5, 6, 7 months every time. No, I want to see him every once or 2 months. So it's okay if we're gonna have a week, because we have everything very intense and we can have, a life together or a sense of life together, and we know it's gonna be perfect. Over we have almost 50 days in the last 8 months that we've been together. We share together, and every time it's like a week or a few days, so it's quite intense, and we can see that we get along good. But if you have like someone that you can meet only once a year or twice a year, give it up, guys. Give it up, or decide that you're in a relationship with no commitment, because it's really hard. You feel like your life is stuck, and then once you decide to finish that, you feel like you wasted your whole year or life or anything. So if there's nothing real there that you really can meet and fulfill this relationship, don't go there, don't start. And for me, I know that I kind of decide with myself that I'm gonna let it um to go through, I don't know, like August, September this year, and see what's going on, how much we can meet each other. Because if we get to meet each other every 2 months, it will be okay with me. I can live with that. And maybe it's going to be more. We don't know. It's going to be a lot of changes ahead. So just be real with yourself. That's the way you can know. Like if you think there's a chance you can move your life, do that. But only after you met like 2, 3 times and you lived like a week and a half together or 2 weeks together, to see how you really work out for the long term. Because coming only for a short holiday every time and going like, to hotels and having fun and everything, that's not real life, guys. That's fantasy. And every time we're together, we try, like if for a week or 10 days, so it's going to be like 2, 3 days of holiday, and the other one is like normal daily routine. Because it's important to have this day-to-day life and to see how you behave. And in my case, I'm happy because both of us has the opportunity to work from home. He has mostly work from the office, but I'm working from home. That's my job, so it can be more possible for me to travel. So but if I was working in a regular paid job, I could there's no chance I could travel so much and do that. So you have to look at all the circumstances that goes with it and see how possible it is for you to travel for both of you, because otherwise it's just a waste of time, energy, and a lot of pain later. A lot of pain. So like me and my partner, we decided that we're gonna see what's gonna be in the next few months, and if it's not gonna work, so it's not gonna work, and we're just gonna wait. And if in 3, 4, 5 years one of us is gonna be more available or be able to come and change his country, so we're gonna do it. But if we're gonna be able to see each other every 2, 3 months right now, we're gonna keep it, because it's definitely worth it, and it's the best relationship I ever had. I really love him. And so that's it. That's my things that I want to talk about and things that you should consider. Sorry for making it too long. I'll be glad to hear from you and what you think and what you have in your experience. But as much as it kind of became popular, the whole long distance relationship with all the travel and low cost flights, like if we was living in Europe, it was way easier. But I live in Costa Rica, which is too far. Just from Europe there, it's like something like $800, something like that. And from here to Europe, it can cost $100, and it can cost in the high season like $500. So it really depends when you can fly to each other. And you know, life is short. You can never know what's going to be tomorrow. But try to enjoy that life and don't compromise for less. And trust me, if you loved once, you're gonna love again. It's not like I think I'm not gonna love again. It's not like I think I'm not gonna find anyone. That's my decision for right now. I know maybe in 2 3 months it's gonna change, but that's where I have decided right now to keep on with my life in this relationship. And though we tried to break up, I was like, okay, a day later, how's really how's going on? Love you and everything. And I was like, then we just woke up yesterday. I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm emotional. I'm not rational. So doing whatever I feel is really part. Um, anyway, thanks for listening. You're welcome to like this video and subscribe and to my channel. It's about twin flames, twin souls. I also have a blog at twinflamesdoc.com. You're welcome to visit. And I'll be glad to hear stories. Please comment.